Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining from. Give me a quick thumbs up. Let me know my sound, my video, the music in the background. Everything is coming across fine. Very warm welcome to Sunday Morning Joy with Jay. Hello. And also, I like it that some of you are already typing in where on this beautiful planet you're joining in from. But I haven't seen any thumbs ups yet. All perfect. Okay. Thanks, Carolina. Okay, who do we have in the house here? We have people from France, British Columbia, Brampton, Canada, Monterey, California, Michigan, Alberta in the house. Where else? Where else? Where else? If I missed some of your people's earlier, please go ahead and say so. Tempe, Arizona, San Antonio, Texas. I love the river walk. I went to school close to where you are. Florida in the house, Sussex in the UK, Houston, another place where I worked straight out of college. Dry High Sierra, where is that, Malcolm? Australia, we have somebody from down under. Wow, from snowy mountains of Austria, sorry. That's like, where is the snowy mountains of Australia in the summer? All right, so Austria in the house, New England here on the East Coast, Costa Rica, Buenos Dias, Reno, California. Costa Rica is how wonderful. Yes, indeed. It's incredible the distance between us and yet so small. Indeed. Yes, yes. We're all such global citizens. Folks, at the end of today's session, I'm going to share with you a book that I just finished. You all, so some of you have been following me for a while, know that I've been reading this book called The Denial of Death. It's a Pulitzer Prize winning book, and I'm going to share with you some of the big ahas from it. And it's very interesting how that makes you question everything about life. So anyway, more about that at the end. So where else are people joining in from? We've got lots of folks here, so I want you all to type in here. So New Hampshire, Green Bay, California, Denver, let's see, Brazil, Bom Dia. So go ahead and type in also while you're coming in, while we're waiting for others to join. If you type in the number 1, if it's your first time, 5, 10, 100, whatever number of times you've been here. Southwest Vermont, Trinidad in the house. I know some regulars here. Makawao, I think we've talked about this. I have a dear friend in Makawao in Maui. So we've got a bunch. Look at all these people. Priscilla, Kate, Jacqueline. We've got lots of regulars in the house as well. Dwayna, thank you. Very warm welcome to those of you here for the very first time. And all of my tribe, I call it the Soul Tribe. We have a WhatsApp group we've been fostering since the last 5 years. I've been doing this for 5 years now. And we have this amazing community of people. We also keep in touch of a line of meaning of this live telecast that happens once every other week. And I've got all my regulars. Look at all these people, over 100 sessions. Okay, so we'll talk about that, Malu, in the end, how you can join that community. It's called the Soul Tribe. Anyway, so that's the end of my song. That is the preamble to this event. Sunday Morning Joy with Jay. Very warm welcome wherever you're in any part of the world. Some of you regulars, some of you new timers. Yes, Mary, talk about plants. I have a ton of plants. That's sort of these are my babies. And I'm just so grateful. At some point, I don't know, maybe I can do a little album. So I don't know, I'm going to rotate the camera, but you can't see much even if I rotate it. But I've got tons of beautiful plants on the left and right of me as well. And these just seem to thrive. And I think it's a symbiotic relationship. Are you on YouTube? Yes, I am. It should be, somebody please go there? Yeah, I see myself live and well on YouTube. So this session, by the way, will be available to you to replay after this is over. I posted on my Soul Tribe, like I told you, about WhatsApp group, but you can also go follow me on YouTube, and then you'll be able to watch all of these sessions, not just this one. But I've been regularly now for the last, I think, 6 to 8 months. I've been teaching on this channel for about 5 years. We went live in the pandemic, at the beginning of the pandemic. Some of you requested me. And that's the genesis. And so there's some sessions from early on, but then there's a point at which I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do the live and not care about recording, but then many of you reached out and said, Jay, we can't attend, or we want to go back and replay. We feel like we want to share with our family and friends and moms and this and that. I said, why not? Okay, let's go ahead and put it on YouTube as well. So I live stream it both here and on YouTube. The nice thing is YouTube allows you to go ahead and replay it after the fact. So that's always available to you. Okay, so you're talking about plants. Yes, so these are my babies, and like I said, so I feel like it's a combination of they make me so relaxed. It's like a sanctuary when I come home. At the same time, I feel that they feed off of the meditation as well. I feel like part of their thriving has been the environment and just the subtle language of love, and it's just been a beautiful thing. And so I have some of these plants that came to me in by mail, and now there's one next to me. I wish I can show it to you. It's 11 feet high, and it's a beautiful what they call birds of paradise. Anyway, that's about my environment. Let's go ahead and jump into why we're here, which is the mainstay of the practice, Sunday Morning Joy with Jay. For those of you first timers especially, I just want you to know that we have curated this over the last 5 years and chiseled it as we went along to make it most effective for each of our listeners here. And so what you can expect today is 3 phases of Sunday Morning Joy with Jay. The first phase is a chanting exercise, and we deliberately picked it. We tried different things, but this is what seems to resonate with the vast majority of the soul tribe around the world. And that will help to calm your body and ease your breath, and it'll also prepare your mind. And then the second part is the pranayama. Pranayama, the art of cultivating life energy. This is an ancient wisdom around how do you alter breath to be able to slow the mind down and to open the heart space. So we're going to do that. We're going to do something called bandha pranayama, and I'll talk more about it, about the actual mechanics when we get to it. Then there's the third phase, which is the deep end of the pool, which is the meditation. Once the mind is slowed down, the heart is open, the body is prepared, then we go ahead and make a deep dive into the heart space, and then we sow a seed of intentionality, which becomes there's a seed that will sprout and manifest in the future that you want to create. And we all want to create collectively for this planet and the human race. So that's the agenda, folks. So I ask that you please, since you've made the time, you made the commitment to show up here, even if it's the first time, I ask that you please 100% commit to deepening, going within. And you can be doing this practice while you're walking your dog or doing dishes or folding laundry. I highly recommend that you take the time to sit down or lie down. I don't know, maybe you can even do this practice standing, in a place, but ideal if you can be cross-legged on the floor, seated on a chair, or even lying down, because this is going to get pretty intense. Why do we do this consecutive sort of stare our way into the heart spaces? Because these first 2 phases have proven to be deeply effective. Even if you're a novice meditator, if you've had a horrible week, if you've had just, some sort of a fight, and even recently, you'll notice that it completely changes and prepares your body and brain for a deep meditation. You'll come out on the other end, and the proof is in the pudding. You'll see how transformed and how deeply connected with yourself you feel at the end of this. So that requires a certain amount of commitment. So I ask that you please commit. You showed up here, so make the rest of it also truly matter by not allowing yourself to be distracted. So with that said, I ask that you go ahead and find that comfortable posture, whether that means finding a blanket to drape yourself with, closing a blind, shutting the door, turning off your devices, whatever the case may be. I ask that you go ahead and take some deep, comfortable breaths as we prepare our journey within. I ask that you please refrain from looking at the chat and feeling the need to comment, because believe me, I'm not going to be looking at your comments until the very end. I will open it up for Q&A at the end, where you're welcome to share as much as you like. But between now and then, I suggest that don't look at it and don't bother to post anything here. All right, a long, slow, deep breath in. And an even longer breath, exhale out from the mouth. A long, slow, deep breath in through the nostrils, and an even longer exhale out through the mouth. One more time. Long, slow, deep breath in, and an even longer exhale out through the mouth. As you continue to breathe deep like this, check to see if you are breathing into your abdomen, not your chest. And we learn to breathe deep like this, you automatically send a signal to your autonomic nervous system that it's your time to rest and rejuvenate. Breath is a powerful anchor to turn your attention from everything happening on the world outside to tuning in within. Now, I want you to notice the sensations in the body. See if you can pinpoint where is the warmest place in your body right now. And then ask yourself, where is the coolest part of your body? Now, with this next inhale, I want you to take it down to the base of your spine. This is the root chakra where your sit bones are. Breathe into this area. This is your seat of safety. And as you exhale, I want you to release it with the sound of lum. Now, breathing into your sacral chakra, Swadhisthana. This is just below the navel, and this is your seat of satisfaction. Breathe into this area, give it what it needs. Allow it to soften and expand. And as you exhale this time, I want you to release the sound of Vam. Now, breathing into your solar plexus, just below where the rib cage and the soft tissue begins. This is known as the Manipura chakra, also the seat of confidence. Breathing this area, allowing it to expand, give it what it needs, and as you exhale, release it with the sound of Ram. Now, breathing into your heart space, the Anahata chakra, the seat of love, giving this area what it needs, allowing it to expand. And as you exhale, I want you to release it with the sound of Yam. Now, breathing into your throat, Vishuddha Chakra, the seat of self-expression, allowing this area to soften and expand. And as you exhale, I want you to release with the sound of hum. Now, breathing into the region of the third eye, the Ajna Chakra, the seat of wisdom. Breathing into this area just below the brain, somewhere behind the eyes, and between the ears, there is this place which is the epicenter of Gyan, which is wisdom. And as you exhale this time, I want you to release it with the sound of Sham. Now, breathing into the tippy top of the head, the crown chakra, also referred to as Sahasrara. This is the portal to the divine. Breathing this area, allowing it to expand, giving it what it needs. And as you exhale, we'll release it with the primordial sound of the universe, Om. Now dropping this practice in, tuning into the body just to feel how this practice has shifted the sensations in the body. Notice the trillions of cells that have come alive from this simple practice. Now we segue into the second phase of Sunday Morning Joy with Jay, which is the pranayama, the art of cultivating life energy. And in this practice, we'll do 3 phases of breathing. First is 30 rounds of bow breathing, in through the nostrils, out through the nostrils, followed by exhaling and holding, first for 30 seconds, second 60, and finally 90. And then we will cap out each round by inhaling and holding for just 15 seconds. I'll do the counting, you just do the breathing. This is going to be, especially for the newcomers, a little deep end of the pool kind of exercise. You will start doubting yourself, you'll start panicking, but I want you to relax. I want you to trust yourself, and I want you to trust this practice, because the proof is in the pudding. You'll come out at the end of this practice feeling amazing. So I want you to stay as best as you can with the practice as I'm holding the count. But if you simply cannot hold for as long as we are, all the rest of the group is, it's okay. Let go, catch up with us in the next round. Okay, with that said, let's go ahead and begin. 30 rounds of bow breathing, in through the nostrils, out through the nostrils. Go with the flow. In with relaxation, out with stress. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale and hold. 30 seconds, you can totally do this. Drop into the rhythm of your heartbeat. Can you feel your blood pulsating throughout your body? We're almost there, folks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 15 seconds, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, let go. Full cycle of breath in and out as we prepare for the second round of this Bandha Pranayama practice. Again, we're going to start with 30 rounds of bow breathing together. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale and hold. 60 seconds. You can totally do this. Ask yourself, what am I extremely grateful for in my life right now? Can I make a list of at least 5 things that I'm grateful for? We're almost there, folks. Now ask yourself, who am I grateful for in my life? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 15 seconds, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, let go. Full cycle of breath in and out as we prepare for the third and the final round of this Bandha Pranayama practice. Again, let's start with 30 rounds of bow breathing together. In through the nostrils, out through the nostrils. Go with the flow. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale and hold 90 seconds. Believe in yourself, you could do this. Notice the sensations in the soles of your feet. Notice your sensations in your ankles, both legs. Then the calf muscles, coming up to the kneecaps, the hamstrings, the quadriceps. Now notice the sensations in the biggest muscle mass of the body, which is the buttocks. Now let's work our way through the back, from the small of the back at the bottom, up the spine to the middle back, upper back, shoulders. Now start with the tips of your fingers. Work your way from the tips of your fingers to sensations in your palms, to the wrists, forearms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders. We're almost there, folks. Back of the neck, back of the head, to the top of the head. Now your entire face. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 15 seconds hold. Final stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Let go. Full cycle of breath in and out as we reintegrate with normal breathing. And as you do so, I want you to notice how this practice has shifted, how you feel right now. Notice the slower pace of thoughts in your mind, the ease of your breath, and the lightness you may be feeling in your entire body. This is the power of pranayama, the art of cultivating life energy. Now we have prepared our body, our breath, and the brain is slowed down. We've also opened up our heart space, and so we're going to now sow a powerful seed in this next half hour and watch it manifest this week, this winter season, and then onwards in the rest of our life. Today, as we are in the cold winter months of December, the practice is going to focus on the light within the dark. The light at the end of the tunnel is just the reflection of your own flashlight. We spend so much time searching for light, only to realize it's been shining from our own hands all along. So if you haven't already done so, I invite you now to close your eyes. And dear one, let your awareness settle. Let the world fall away. Let the world fall away like petals in the wind. In the heart of the night, stars are born. In the hush of grief, compassion adorns. Within each ending, a seed takes flight to find its home in the soil of the night. Darkness is not the absence of light, but the womb from which it rises. A cradle of mystery, tender and deep, where the universe rocks us gently to sleep. The moon hides herself a little bit tonight, yet it commands the ocean's might. So too, when your heart feels unseen, know that your light still moves the unseen tides of being. Love is why you're here. Love is what you are. Before you were born, your soul composed the music of this moment. Each note, a promise of purpose. You were shaped in the image of destiny, designed to express the one gift that only you can bring. If someone else could, they would be here. But they're not. You are. Sometimes your gift hides itself beneath the layers of pain, loss, and confusion. And we mistake the cocoon for a tomb. And I want you to know that this is only the in between. The sacred pause before rebirth. Suffering, my friends, is the invitation to remember who we are when all else is stripped away. Allowance is the gateway. Acceptance is the key. When you stop resisting the night, you begin to see stars where you once saw only darkness. You begin to hear whispers of wisdom in the silence of what used to be fear. Every moment of darkness is the divine preparing you to hold more light. Death, too, is a rhythm, not an end, but a turning. We die and are reborn 1,000 times in one lifetime. The emptiness between those deaths is simply the clearing of space. Clearing for what your soul is ready to become. Healing comes from not what we add, but from what we allow to fall away. Curing becomes and belongs to medicine. healing belongs to you. You are not broken. You are becoming. What you are seeking is seeking you. Your deepest desires are divine impulses. They are not random wishes. They are the whispers of your higher self, nudging you towards your fullest expression. When you follow those nudges, you become a lighthouse. Not to convince, not to preach, but simply to be. You don't need to prove your light to anyone. Just shine quietly, faithfully, as the moon shines for oceans that never say thank you. I want you to repeat these words after me, either silently or aloud. I am the light within the dark. Even when unseen, I shine. I trust the cycles of my becoming. I am love in motion. I am guided by divine design. Every ending is a new beginning. I am whole. I am luminous. I am home. Now rest in that stillness, allowing those words to dissolve. Feel yourself as light and shadow, dancing, merging, becoming one. You are born of love, made of energy, woven into the luminous fabric of all creation. Your task is not to banish the dark, but to illuminate it from within. This stillness, pregnant with opportunity. I ask that you sow the seed of this question. What if the darkness in your life is not against you, but guiding you home to your own light? What if the darkness in your life is not against you, but guiding you home to your own light. As we bring this practice to a close, I invite you to please bring your palms together in prayer position at your heart center, Anjani Mudra. Now I want you to gently rub your palms against each other. The palms are an energy vortex, and as you rub your palms, as you slowly increase the pace of rubbing your palms, you'll notice that there's an activation of chi, or prana, life energy. And when you find a nice warm ball of energy welled up between your palms, I want you to cup your eyes, one with each palm, and bless yourself. I'm blessed. I am fortunate. I am very lucky. I attract great love in my life. I attract wealth. I attract wonderful people. I attract great ideas. I'm guided by love. I give everywhere I go, even if it's only a smile. My abundance overflows to those around me. I love my life. I am the M in magic. I'm unstoppable. I welcome wealth into my life at the intersection of light and matter. I welcome wealth as life-giving life and life-sustaining life. I welcome wealth as a manifestation of truth, goodness, and beauty in this world. Now, ever so gently, bringing your palms back together in prayer position at your heart center. Gently tuck your chin towards your heart space in a posture of gratitude. I thank you for joining me in this practice today. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Just at your own pace. I invite you to go ahead and drop your arms and ever so gently open your eyes. And when you feel ready, I invite you to go ahead and share how you feel right now in one word. Go ahead and drop that at the chat so we may all see how you feel right now. I'm seeing peaceful, happy, pure magic, magical, peaceful, calm, illuminated, safer, peaceful, complete, blessed, peaceful, grateful, rested, relaxed, amazing, lovely, magical, light, relieved, hopeful, becoming, empty, unafraid, gratitude, rested. And that list goes on. Thank you so much, Jay. You're magic, and we appreciate your sharing with us. I appreciate you. See, expansive, surrendered, awakened, tingling, and that list goes on. Well, congratulations, dear one. You showed up for yourself. You made yourself number one on your priority list, and it clearly has paid off. How long could the sacred pause take? Many years. Darkness is not the absence of light, but the womb from which light rises. Fantastic. I'm glad. I'm glad so many different things stuck with you today from what was shared. Like I mentioned, all of this is recorded. It's available to you to replay and revisit and share with your family and friends and dear ones. I thank you for some of you who are making donations here without even me asking. It's a sign of an angel. It just gives without being asked, without being told. Pauline says, thank you, Jay. This is my first time for me, and I'm grateful for finding you. Well, welcome, Pauline. We've been together for this community. Has been 5 years in the making. I call it my soul tribe. It's my spiritual community, and I get served as much as I feel like I'm contributing to it. It's a beautiful anchor. We get together once every other week, and we really delve into different aspects of what truly matters to the heart. I cried a lot at the beginning and now feel lighter. Well, thank you for sharing that. And I'm glad it was cathartic. I'm glad it's different people find themselves to be drawn here because they need it for different reasons. And this is exactly the medicine that you were hoping to find and your soul was searching for. So that is definitely very profound and extraordinary. Thank you, Kate. Yeah, for those of you first timers here, you're welcome to join my WhatsApp group. I have a WhatsApp group called the Soul Tribe, and that's where I share inspirations and people share questions. And we also share a reminder whenever we're having gatherings, either in person or online. How do we build the trust in the cycle of becoming, especially in tough times? Well, staying with the practice, believing in yourself, believing that you are here with a purpose and the life is there to shape you and the challenges are there for you and not against you, as we talked about today. Got a sacred pause or being in cocoon become a lifetime. It could, if you choose to stay in there and if you do not have the courage to get out of it and see what is it that it's your time to break out of that. And it's a very uncomfortable process, but it has come for teaching you, it has come to prepare you. But there comes a time when you need to get out of that cave, out of that hibernation, out of that cocoon phase and become that next part that the journey has prepared you for. Speaking of which, I mentioned early on that I've been reading a book, and I think that's very pertinent to some of these questions and comments that are being shared here, which is the book that I've just completed. It's called Denial of Death by Ernest Becker. It's like I mentioned earlier, it's a Pulitzer Prize winning, so it's a read of a lifetime. It is. I'll just talk about the premise of the book. The premise of the book is that this guy Ernest Becker, researched some of the greatest psychologists of our times, people who have studied human condition and who have studied psychoanalysis, and what are some of the greatest motivating factors that shape us in who we are and what we do and how we choose to label ourselves and identify ourselves. And the thesis is that the death, I'm cutting to the chase. He talks about different, theories that other scientists have prove, or they are standing by, and then he basically disputes that by showing some different evidence. And he comes to this essential theory that ultimately fear of death is the driving force of all of what we do and who we are and how we choose to engage and how we choose to identify ourselves. And one of the dangers, he says, is that because we think that we are so scared of death, and it's one of the inevitable truths, we choose to create legacies that will outlive this impending end to this mortal coil. And how we choose to do that is in two fundamental ways. One is that how we choose to create a sense of identity in the larger, so communities, groups, nationality, race, religion. Religion is a huge one. It's a way of deluding oneself to believe that there is going to be something that is, I will be saved and I will be, taken to heaven, etc. And then the other things like, your tribe of people that you live with, or the football team that you support, different kinds of these kind of engagements, your church, etc. And then that's one part. The other part is this disillusionment of one being something like a supreme being, of sort of this whole idea of self-respect is a way of one creating the sense of greater than this mortal being. And at the end of then he goes through this whole thesis. And what I think is one of the big takeaways for me is that when you create these identities that are illusions, such as this community, this tribe, this group, this belonging to a certain faith, anytime something questions it, something you get challenged, you get reminded of your mortality, you will do anything to defend your illusion, which means my religion is greater than yours, my God is greater than yours. And so if there's any question of contest to that belief system, then I will do everything in my power. And this is, of course, talking about the average human being who goes to war in the name of God, and goes to war in the name of church, who goes to inquisitions and jihads and conquests and sons. And that is a way for me to protect myself from my own fundamental fear. And so I will be willing to suppress any other belief system. And by the way, religion is one example or one strain of that jingoism, that kind of extremism. But it could also be in the form of nationality, for example, that, my identity has to be protected, therefore I need to quash your identity. And so at the end of the book, he goes to phrase this, and he says, then, so what should be the vision and the what we hold in our mind as the identity is, instead of it being something that is a limited entity or the limited community of community, tribe, race, gender, nationality, etc., it is about the cosmic identity, that just being in that awe of being part of this divine universe that has given me this opportunity to be alive and to experience all of this and to be blessed with these different experiences. And that, what amount of incredible, it has to be a intersection of incredible chance that has given me this chance, this opportunity to be alive at this time and to be experience all of these things. And then you can call that the magic of the universe, God, and he uses the small g, because that is magical in itself. So anyway, so that's sort of my latest findings, and it's making me reflect and question a lot of my own belief systems growing up. And some of you know that I was in the monastery for 18 years and very strictly adhered to a certain school of thought. And there is obviously it has done some good in terms of building one's own sense of calm and peace, and the ability to reason with a equipoise, with a equanimity of the mind. But some of it is, the whole tribal mentality. That part of it is what is their work to let that go. So that's sort of the big takeaway. Okay, so I know there's lots of comments here. Alberto says, I love the concept and share about the moon illuminating the oceans without receiving the thank you. We can always choose to shine and not wait for external response. Fantastic. Yes, makes all the different identities irrelevant. Indeed. Yes. Denial of death, Erin. So it's so Doris has confirmed that. Yes. How do you join the WhatsApp group? Christine, can somebody post? Christine is asking that question. Can somebody post the phone number? So there's a phone number. You need to message me and ask to share or to add it to the group, and I'll do that. So if you could, so thank you, Hema, for posting it. So go ahead and send a message, and then we take it from there. And there's, I think, some 315 of us in that group. Do you have the affirmations written down from today's meditations? Are you able to share them? Mary, I'm able to share the YouTube link where all of this is there. And I did 2 sets of affirmations, one during the meditation in the middle of it, and then one at the end. The end one is what I practice myself every day. And I share it at the end of all of my live streams, my sessions every other week. when we go live here. So I encourage you to, maybe revisit them, make a note for yourself, but it's something that is deeply personal to me as well. The book, name of the book again, The Denial of Death. Yes, indeed. Yeah, yes, by Ernest Becker. Okay, folks, now you all stayed for a little bit longer than our allocated time. So thank you for that. Thank you for all of the great comments and the questions, and I appreciate the donations. I will see you at the same time, same place in a couple of weeks. What is the of the YouTube name? Meditate with Jay. Again, if you're part of the WhatsApp group, you will get a link to this recording once I have it tidied up a little bit, and then I post it usually tomorrow, Sunday or Monday morning. So you will get a link to it. Okay, so otherwise, Meditate with Jay, that's my YouTube. So if you look for that at Meditate with Jay, I think that's what it's called. And there's hundreds of videos there from past recordings. So you can go ahead and follow me there. That way, what happens is once you subscribe to my YouTube channel, then you don't need to be reminded. It'll automatically show up every time I post something new there. Okay, indeed. Thank you so much for showing up for yourselves, for the soul tribe, for the collective good. And I wish you from the depth of my heart, have an amazing week. Go shine your light until I see you back on this channel again. I wish you be well.